Welcome to This Must Be Heard, a recurring podcast featuring discussions of Delaware County Community College's events, achievements, and initiatives. Today, LuShonda Stevens talks with our guest and DCCC student Chantae Ringgold. They discuss where they met and what it's like building a small business as a student. Thank you for listening.
Hi, and welcome to This Must Be Heard. My name is LuShonda Stevens, and I'm here today with a special guest of mine, Chantae Ringgold, who I met last spring at the Business Society Club's Small Business Fair at the Marple campus. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Today, we're discussing entrepreneurship as a college student. But first, I want to start off with what is entrepreneurship? So I got a definition online, and entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop, organize, and run a business, along with any of its uncertainties in order to make a profit. So Chantae, I want to start off with a icebreaker question. What does entrepreneurship mean to you and why?
So I first like to thank you for having me, allowing me this platform to express myself and talk about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship to me means freedom. It's the ability to create something. My product was actually created from scratch. So it's allowing me a chance to express myself to the world, to build generational wealth for myself and my family, um, and just the freedom to be able to set my life up the way I want to on my terms.
Yes, entrepreneurship is can be a daunting word, but it's not. It's an experience, it's a journey, and it's the best way to take some challenges and to know yourself. To start this conversation off, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So, my first question is share with us your major and the products/services that you bring.
Okay, so my major is psychology, and the product that I created is a juice business. It's a cold pressed juice business, and I have 5 different flavors of lemonade. It was created to um, support what I'm doing in mental health. And this is the physical part. So, this is the body part. So, uh, not just paying attention to um, your mental state, but also paying attention to the things that you put in your body.
That is very good, and I'm happy to hear that you started this off from scratch. So at the business fair, that's how we met. You were actually next to me. I was selling tie-dye shirts and pottery, and it was a nice crowd. Like
It was.
for their
It
first
really
time in a
was.
long time.
Yeah.
It was a good crowd that came through. Thank you to everyone who did stop over and talk to us and purchase some products, got to kind of do some networking, met some great vendors as well. It was a great experience.
It was.
All right.
Okay.
So, how did you get into your journey of juicing and the mental health environment?
Okay, so my journey actually started between 2 and 4 years ago. I'll go back 4 because 4 is when I actually joined the activist group that I'm a part of, and we seek to help the community in the culture group that we're a part of. This is when I started school and I broke into mental health. And while I was working for one of the biggest mental health organizations in West Philadelphia, I just kept thinking to myself, there has to be a short term goal that I could attain now versus the long term goal that I have. And the long term goal is to create a lineage treatment that helps generational trauma. So 2 years ago, I created the juice brand, and I said this is something that is going to be part of my wellness brand as a whole to improve the physical state of the community that I serve.
Well, I do want to say thank you for the services and the volunteering and the time that you take to create this product and to serve others as well. I like that you found a way to use that to your advantage with your major as well. All right, so let's go back to education. So tell us about a time when you faced a challenge balancing education and your business.
So in 2023, February of 2023, I was leaving work, and on my way home, my car was hit by a school bus, and it kind of dragged me down the street. I ended up suffering a concussion that turned into a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury. And during that time, probably one of the hardest times of my life, I had to balance not only work, but the business, school, my kids, my nonprofit. So it was a really stressful time for me because, due to doctor's orders, I had to cut my screen time. I had a lot of problems with the muscles in my neck. I had to get my vision checked. I couldn't see well. I was getting headaches. So when you have to study for finals, it was just a lot all at one time. But um, the entrepreneurial spirit kind of helped me through that among some other things. So that was probably the most trying time I've had in my life.
Jeez. Well, thank goodness that you came through out of that, and maybe you're still going through, but you are able to tell your story to others.
Yes.
So that is a real blessing. Um, Going back to trying to balance all of that. Now I know that you're going to be graduating soon, correct?
Yes.
So that's congrats
Thank you.
with all of that you just said.
Most definitely. I'm going for that PhD.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what it is when it comes to entrepreneurship. That's what comes to education as well. Just keep moving forward. So congrats to you. So we're going to move on to the next question. Has attending college helped your entrepreneurial journey? And give us an example.
So yes, attending college definitely has helped this journey that I'm on. I can think back to when we were at the business fair, and being at the fair really allowed me to get a different perspective on my target market. It gave me a range of customers or clientele that I didn't necessarily see before. So college has definitely helped me in that aspect of understanding my target market better.
It was a very exciting and good environment to be in as well. I mean, look, we met.
We did.
We
We
definitely
did.
met and had a good time
Yes.
being together. That was really cool. Other vendors as well. It was a overall great experience. So I'm happy that I took the risk of not a risk, but taking that confidence to do it,
Right.
because that was actually my first vendor event.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
so that was a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that I did it.
You did well. You did well though. You did a lot of networking. And that was one of the biggest things is, for entrepreneurs is definitely networking. You never know who you will meet that will be able to help your brand later on. And advancing your brand is like, for an entrepreneur, that's like target number one there, getting your brand out, allowing people to see. And there was a lot of different creative brands there. So, and then I love collaboration. So you never know like who you meet and collaborate with that will be able to propel your brand forward.
So while we are wrapping up, I have our last question. What is one tip you can give to students who are interested in working in your field or creating something of their own?
One tip that I would give for someone who's interested in what I do, community service or activism or just overall anything that has to do with helping your community, is to do your research. Um, Knowing the effect that you want to make and how you want to make it is a big thing. So I would say just go out and do your research. And I would also say that there is no small thing that you can do. When you seek to help others, it's coming from your heart. So there's no wrong way to do that. Just do it.
Just do
Just
it.
do it.
Yeah, just do it, honestly. All right. Well, before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts to the audience?
So if I could say any final things to the audience and to entrepreneurs, it would be to really be proud of yourselves, because we live in, I think, the greatest nation in the world. I'm extremely proud to be an American. I've always been a patriot. Patriotism runs in our family, and entrepreneurship is, to me, like one of the most patriotic things you can do in this country. Like, this country was built off of the grit of entrepreneurs. So I would say be proud of yourself, because it takes a lot to be an entrepreneur, and you definitely have to have endurance for it. And you're putting yourself in the history books. So be proud of yourself, take your time, do your research, and don't give up.
I felt that because it is difficult, especially when you're just starting. I thank you for that message. Definitely hit home for me. I definitely need to give myself more grace,
Yes.
and just every little step counts, and gotta pat myself on the back
It's
sometimes.
the brotherhood.
Yes, yes, I definitely needed that. Thank you, Chantae, so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me here today.
If you are interested in the Business Society Club, email them at businesssociety@mail.dccc.edu. And we're out.
You've been listening to This Must Be Heard, brought to you by the New Media Lab and the Office of Athletics and Campus Engagement. Today's host and producer was LuShonda Stevens. Our guest today was Chantae Ringgold. Our co-executive producers were LuShonda Stevens, Raymond Porras, and Yagna Rungavachala. LuShonda Stevens edited our episode, and Sarpjan Ajjan prepared our title cards. Victoria Callbreath and Samuel Larson designed our cover art. Indigo Frazier composed our theme music, and I am Shakia Hutt, your announcer for this episode. Special thanks to the Director of Athletics and Campus Engagement, Allison Gleason, and our Faculty Advisor, Professor Maria Boyd. If you have an interest in participating in the New Media Lab, contact the Office of Athletics and Campus Engagement, or reach out to us on Instagram at DCCC_New Media Lab. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks for listening, and follow your flame.